Raindrop protocol truly decentralizing the decentralized communities. Time flies by, and in the blink of an eye, blockchain technology and the concept of decentralization have been with us for over a decade. Looking back at Satoshi Nakamoto's technological ideal of countering the monopoly of capital oligarchs through technology and providing more fair development opportunities and wealth prospects for the majority of ordinary people in the world, has this ideal been realized? Perhaps not entirely. Income inequality still exists, and it is even exacerbated by global recessions and political turmoil. Blockchain may have created a group of new elites, but most of them have quickly transformed themselves into new oligarchs, instead of working towards the goal of providing wealth and development opportunities to those who truly need it. So, was Satoshi Nakamoto's ideal wrong? Of course not. Traditional proof of work, POW, consensus requires a large amount of energy to solve mathematical problems, and the resource requirements naturally create barriers to participation. Under the driving force of competition, these barriers can spontaneously increase, leading to the concentration of computing power in a few large mining pools and exacerbating the oligopoly effect. For a long time, I believed that this trend would be difficult to reverse, and the blockchain community would gradually distance itself from Satoshi Nakamoto's original ideal. That is until I discovered TFSC. Transformers Chain, abbreviated as TFSC, is a high-performance distributed system, and its primary goal is to solve the lack of decentralization in existing public blockchain systems. The TFSC team discovered that in order to address the inherent contradictions in POW and POS mechanisms, we need to find a new balance point for parallel processing of blocks at all nodes and satisfy the final consensus. To achieve this, they developed a unique Raindrop consensus protocol, RDCP, which enables multiple block producers to parallel process on-chain transactions. As the network scales, the number of concurrent block producers can increase continuously through its incentive layer protocol, creating a decentralized environment for free development. It can ensure that validators can participate in network consensus in a fair and low-energy consumption manner, avoiding the oligopolistic effects of energy and economic strategies during long-term development. The Raindrop consensus protocol has the following characteristics. Security. As the foundation of blockchain security, the Raindrop protocol can prevent double spending and 51% attacks, providing network protection against attacks and malicious behavior while ensuring decentralization. Scalability. Raindrop protocol's capacity will continuously self-grow. As the network attracts more users and data, it can support higher throughput and more participants without compromising decentralization and security levels. Fairness. It is no longer a simple, winner-takes-all scenario. The Raindrop protocol adopts discrete random numbers to ensure that each participant has an equal opportunity to receive network incentives and encourages nodes to adhere to TFSC code rules. Verifiability. Anyone can use verifiable random numbers to determine the legality of new blocks and the validity of transactions within them, ensuring fairness and transparency in information transmission. Economic benefits. The Raindrop protocol allows validators to maintain high-throughput processing capabilities in a low-energy consumption environment, reducing bandwidth resource usage by at least 10 times. Solana, which was once highly anticipated in terms of high concurrency, faced significant development bottlenecks due to bandwidth resource problems. However, TFSC ingeniously solves this problem and revolutionizes the entire system's economic benefits, enabling more nodes to participate in the system and receive corresponding incentives. The Raindrop protocol utilizes a VRF, verifiable random function, to select multiple block producers with the best available data state for block production, ensuring fairness and transparency in the election process. During this process, all nodes in the network verify whether the block producer selection rules comply with the requirements of the random number. The technical genius of TFSC has beautifully likened this consensus process to multiple raindrops falling into water and achieving consensus through the continuous diffusion of ripples. To better understand the Raindrop protocol, it is necessary to first grasp the design of the unique transaction roles in this process. In the TFSC network, there are 4 types of node roles, but these roles represent the functions a node performs in a specific transaction process rather than singular identities. Each node may take on all 4 roles, and in fast-paced transactions, a single node may perform the following 4 roles. A. Initiating node, the node that initiates the transaction. B. Block producing node, the node responsible for initiating the flow of transactions and packaging them into blocks. C. Verification node, also referred to as a candidate block producing node, a node that verifies the validity of block producing node data. D. Other nodes, nodes that did not participate in the consensus process at a specific timestamp and are responsible for confirming the legality of block data and storing it in the database. So, how is the node selection process carried out? Throughout the entire transaction process, the system will choose several nodes across the network that meet the stake requirements. All selection processes adhere to the principles of fairness and randomness, utilizing VRF for selection and verification. The specific process includes A. Selection of block-producing node. The node initiating the transaction will use VRF to select a block-producing node based on the hash and signature information in the block data and send the transaction's randomness to the block-producing node. B. Block flow. Upon receiving the transaction body, the block-producing node performs VRF verification to ensure that it is a legitimate node selected by the initiating node to receive the transaction body. Subsequently, the block-producing node selects several nodes across the entire network as block verification nodes through VRF, verifies the transactions in VRF in its block, and notifies the block-producing node upon successful verification. C. Block broadcasting. After receiving a message verifying the legitimacy of the verification node, the block-producing node records it. Once the threshold value of the verification messages returned by the sampled verification nodes reaches 15/20, the block producer will place the transaction in the block pool and broadcast the transactions in the block pool to the entire network in chronological order at specific time intervals. D. Block on-chaining. The nodes that receive the block broadcast will undergo VRF verification to determine the legitimacy of the block-producing node. The block information is thoroughly verified and stored in the database to complete the on-chain process. To improve the overall performance of the network, the Raindrop protocol is designed with a lightweight algorithm that ensures security, allowing TFSC to respond to on-chain transactions more quickly. Currently, TFSC can achieve an average block production time of only 0.1 seconds, with the fastest solidification time being just 1 second. With the increase in network node count, it can maintain stable performance output and continue to increase the number of parallel block producers in its network. The team also anticipates that the incremental magnitude cannot always be consistently defined. As a response, TFSC currently adopts the most conservative magnitude, but this level of performance is more than sufficient for the ecological development needs of TFSC and provides enough room for future scalability. The Raindrop protocol has implemented a more fair incentive model for TFSC, forming the basis of node incentives through secure staking and workload metrics. Sustainable development in a low-energy consumption environment is a necessary condition to avoid the development of an oligopoly economy within the ecosystem. This characteristic also ensures the long-term stability and harmonious development of TFSC. I am also actively studying the impact of this technology on the TFSC token economy and will share the results of my study with everyone in the future. Blockchain technology, as a revolutionary innovation, aims to bring higher transparency, security, and fairness to the global financial system. However, in recent years, the emergence of centralization and oligopolies has had a detrimental impact on the blockchain community and financial fairness. These issues deviate from the ideals we initially believed in Bitcoin, BTC, causing us to reflect, are we still adhering to that ideal? Centralization and oligopoly result in the concentration of resources and power in the hands of a few, going against the core values of blockchain technology. This phenomenon compromises the rights of ordinary users in the financial market, exacerbating wealth inequality and undermining the foundation of financial fairness. Additionally, centralization can lead to data breaches, abuse of power, and other issues, weakening the security and reliability of blockchain technology. Since the moment we began to believe in BTC, we have been determined to uphold the ideals of decentralization and bring true fairness and freedom to the global financial system. We must be vigilant against the erosion of centralization and oligopolies, constantly reminding ourselves not to forget our original intentions, and work together to develop the decentralized community into what it should be. The efforts of the TFSC team and the growth of the community have shown me a glimmer of hope. Let us join hands and strive to break free from the constraints of centralization and oligopolies, working towards achieving financial fairness and freedom. We must remain steadfast in our beliefs, continuously innovate, and drive the development of blockchain technology to ensure that everyone has equal opportunities in this decentralized world. Only then can we truly unlock the potential of blockchain technology and harness its power to change the world.